Friends, today in this video, I'll show you how to recharge your old potted soil or container soil. There are lots of pots and containers, 3 months old, 6 months old, all are spent. And in these pots, we have grown some flower plants. And now we'll recharge with some fertilizer and all. And what is the actual process, how to recharge your soil and make it a new, and you can grow new plants again. You can use this soil in any of the flower plant, fruit plant, vegetable plant. I'll show you the process how to recharge your old soil. Now, after taking all the pots, just collect the old soil from the pots. Now, with a stick, break it into pieces, in small pieces of soil. This is how you have to pulverize the soil. And all the 3-inch pot, 5-inch pot, 10-inch pot, I have collected the soil, old soil. Now we are going to recharge it both in inorganic way and organic way. I will show you both the process. We are breaking the soil into small pieces and pulverize it as small pieces as you can. Now, after putting it properly, now you have to add some calcium hydroxide. That is lime powder. This is lime powder. Added 20 gram for 4 pots. 4 10-inch pot, we have added 20 gram of calcium hydroxide or colicune. This is lime powder. And keep it under sun for 3 days so that all the bacteria and fungus is died. Now in inorganic way, we are adding some things here. First thing, I am adding 20 gram of neem cake powder. 20 gram neem cake powder for 2 pots. For 2 10-inch pots, we have added 20 gram of neem cake powder. And in that, I will be adding 50 gram of gypsum. Gypsum is calcium sulfate, is the rich source of calcium and sulfur, and I am added the gypsum 50 gram. Now I will add some nitrogen and phosphorus source, rich nitrogen and phosphorus source, DAP, diammonium phosphate, 10 gram. And in that, we will be adding a little bit of superphosphate, around 15 gram of superphosphate. This is the rich source of phosphorus, and that will help in growing your plants. And in that, I will be adding 10 gram of muriate of potash. If you want, you can add sulfate of potash also, 10 gram. This will bring flower in your plants. So potash or potassium I have added. Now I will be adding little bit of zinc sulfate. This is very nice for all your fruit plant and flowering plant. I will be adding 5 gram of zinc sulfate. This is rich source of zinc and sulfur. So I am taking out. This is around 10 gram. I will be adding 5 gram out of it. 5 gram for 2 10-inch pot soil. I am added 5 gram of zinc sulfate. And in that, I will be adding little bit of furadon powder. This is insecticide, so that it can kill all the soil insects. Furadon, I will be adding around 3 gram of furadon. If you don't find furadon, you can add thymate also. In place of furadon, you can add thymate also. Now mix the soil properly. You have to mix it 2 to 3 times. And since all chemicals we have used, keep it for around 5 days before planting. Keep it here for 5 days so that all the chemicals can interact with each other and all the heats generated are evaporated. After 5 days, I will be planting the plants here. Now I am showing the organic way of preparation of soil. So for 2 10-inch pot soil, I am adding, first thing I am adding mustard cake powder around 15 gram. Mustard cake powder contains lots of NPK as well as all the micronutrients are there in mustard cake powder. 15 gram of mustard cake powder. And in that I will be adding neem cake powder around 15 gram. This is nematicide as well as it contains lots of micronutrients also. So I have added 15 gram of neem cake powder. In that I will be adding horn meal. This is a rich source of nitrogen and phosphorus. Horn meal I have added 15 gram. 15 gram of horn meal I have added. Now I will be adding gypsum. This is calcium sulfate around 50 gram. For 2 10-inch pot soil, I have added 50 gram of gypsum. All fruit plant must you add this gypsum. This is very rich source of calcium and sulfur and very nice for all your plants. And in that I will be adding bone meal. This is also a rich source of nitrogen and phosphorus. I will be adding 15 gram of bone meal. This is slow release fertilizer. Bone meal I have added. If you don't want to add bone meal or horn meal, in that case you can add PROM, phosphate rich organic manure. All you can get in your online, and I will be giving the link also. Here I am adding around 20 gram of PROM. If you don't add bone meal, horn meal, you can add 30 to 40 gram of PROM also. And for fungicide, I am adding trichoderma powder. This is beneficial fungus for killing all the deadly poisonous fungus that will kill. And finally, I will be adding for some micronutrients. I will be adding seaweed around 10 gram. I have added 10 gram of seaweed powder or granules are available. You can see it in powder form, granular form or liquid form also. Anyone you can want, you can add. Now mix it very well. Mix all the components very well. Now I will be showing you how to pot a new plant in your container. So mix it twice or thrice very nicely. And for chemical soil, I will be using 5 days after 5 days. But this organic soil, I will be using right now. So I have taken 10-inch pot of earthen pot. This is clay pot. And there is hole at the bottom and covering with a piece of broken pot. And I am making a bed of this soil mixture around 2-inch bed. 2-inch soil bed I have made. Now I am depotting the plant from here, taking out the plant from here, and you can see the root ball, big root ball. So I will remove a little bit of soil from the sides of this plant. I will remove the soil, around 1-inch soil I will be removing from here. Now the root ball is much smaller. Now I can pot the plant here. You can see, place at the center of the pot and fill up with the newly mixed soil and fill it up and keep 2-inch gap at the top portion because later on we'll add fertilizer, water. So you will be keeping 2-inch gap at the top. So here we have potted the plant here, you can see. Now time to water it. Water it profusely for the first time, and after 1 or 2 days again we will water it and keep it under sun. Since it is bougainvillea, keep it under full sun. So thank you very much. So nice of you. Thank you. Please like and share.